Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Quiet on set. Delta, simmer down. Delta, quiet on set. Okay, there's gonna be some rustling. My crew just can't get a hold of themselves and they're just being really loud back there. Anyway, when I first started this whole thing, it was my shower thoughts put together but just appropriately clothed while sitting in my bathtub. So that's why it's Thought Bubble Bath. It's not like thought, but like I'm smart and you guys are gonna get in on what's going on in the dome, in the noggin. But a lot of things have happened since then. My first episode was gonna be about how my friends that I have now, being Ryan's friends and then friends that I've made on my own here, have helped me essentially grow into the person that I want to be and I'm still growing into, and that they're showing me that I deserve love in the way that I deserve it and not how I used to tell myself that I deserve it. So that was gonna be the first episode, but then life hits you like a big old freaking white truck out of a K-drama, okay? Right in the middle of the street, you know when it's coming, shit is going down, all right? So that's what we're gonna talk about today, because I'm almost through every single bit of it. And this is gonna start, let me rewind time, let's see. Also, hold on. Hi, for those who don't know, I know most of the people that are gonna be watching this already know who I am, but hi, my name is Daisy. I'm 26 and I'm just a girl. Now, the timeline starts at the end of September. So I needed to get my truck registration switched over to California, okay? And I already knew that was gonna be a process, so I started in September because it was due in November. Stay with me, it is December and it's still not done. So here we go. Truck registration needs to be fixed. Now everybody knows you gotta get your truck or car smogged in California, right? So I went through that process and they said, it's not gonna pass because there's a code thrown for your thermostat. And I said, oh, okay. So then I went to one place to get a quote to see how much it would be to change the thermostat. They charged me, sorry, they didn't charge me. They tried to charge me because I'm a woman. They tried to charge me almost $1,000, okay, $1,000. And when I was there, first of all, the guy wouldn't stop talking to me about his dog who kept jumping all over me, which is like fine, like I love dogs, but also you just told me that I'm gonna have to pay $1,000 and you're like, oh, I just sent him to camp and I sent him to camp and you know, he's not supposed to be doing that. And I was like, hey, so why is it gonna cost me $1,000? Anyway, so I said, I gotta talk to my fiance, and he goes, oh, is it your fiance's truck? And I went, no, it's mine actually. And then everything, so that flew out the window because I started crying, and then we went to Big O after that, and Big O said, oh, we can change it for like $300. And I said, sold. Hey, my money, yours. So I went to Big O. They gave me a thermostat, which I didn't know at the time was a generic thermostat. That's just how I'm wording it. Listen, I don't know anything about the inner workings of my vehicle or anybody else's vehicle or how they work or run, but essentially they gave me the Kroger brand of a thermostat in the truck. And so I started driving it around 2 days later when I have to go pick up Matt from downtown. All of a sudden, boom, check engine light comes back on. Why, might you ask? Well, I went back to the smog guy and he goes, I can't smog this truck, the check engine light's on. And I went, I know, but can you just put the code reader in and check the code and tell me what code it is? And he goes, it's the same code. So then I call Big O and I say, hey, you guys just changed my thermostat and it's still got the same code thrown. And she goes, oh yeah, you're gonna need the one from the dealer. Your truck is picky. And I went, hey, if we already knew that, everybody lean in when I say this. If we already knew the truck was picky, why didn't we just order it from the dealer to begin with? Now, when this is all happening, it's October, all right? It's like, I wanna say middle October by this time. And so, storyline, get it together. So we're in like middle October, okay. truck changes, everything. I had to drive it and yada, yada, yada. So then now she goes, okay, I'll order the thermostat. It should be here November 12th. Okay, my DMV appointment was for November 8th because my registration was due on November 12th. So I go, okay, that's fine. Can I just have a printout of like the date that it's supposed to be here so that way I can take it to the DMV and I can get the truck registered while I'm switching over the title and everything. She goes, oh, no problem. She gives me that. I was like, great, everything's gonna work out fine. And then they'll just give me a temporary registration so that way I can get everything done. So, so November 8th comes around. And mind you, actually through this whole process, so we're in the middle of October still, right? Actually, so mind you, I've been calling the DMV trying to make sure that I'm bringing every single thing that I need. My left toe, my right toenail, my hair follicle that fell out the other day. Like, I'm trying to bring every single thing that I need. And I get there, and then she goes, oh, you have a truck? Now we're on, okay, it's November 8th now. Everybody follow up. Come on, get your calendars out. It's November 8th, I'm at the DMV, and she goes, oh, it's a commercial vehicle? And I went, it's a pickup truck. And she goes, so it's a commercial vehicle in California. And I went, okay, cool. So, and she goes, do you have a weight certificate? And I was like, now, out of the 5 million times I called you guys on the phone, you couldn't have told me, nobody could have told me that I needed to go to a truck stop and get this freaking truck weighed. And she goes, just to estimate, how much do you think it weighs? And I was like, probably, I don't know, 5,000? Let me look it up. So I look it up, and I go, 5,000. She's like, well, that's just a guess. And I went, you're right, Yogi. Hey, you're right, Yogi. That was a guess. A very educated one, might I add. So she writes the whole yada yada. I pay $500. I paid 500 good old USD. All right. It was a little bit more than 500. I'm just simplifying it. So I pay it, and then oh my god, 500 good old USD. All right. So then she goes, okay, well, now that we have all that, let's see. It's gonna come when? November 12th? What day is it today? November 8th? Oh, I'll give you till December 6th. It's like, that's when my appointment is, December 8th. I'll give you till December 8th. And I went, oh, 1 month, thank you. Thank you, because nothing can go wrong in that 30-day period, right? Everything's gonna go really smoothly. It's just gonna, you know, so she goes, and the next step is you're gonna take the truck out back and you're going to shoot it in the head. Just kidding. You're gonna take the truck out back and you're gonna verify your VIN number. So I'm waiting out back, maybe 20, 30 minutes. A dude finally comes out and he's asking me the same questions the lady did, even though it's written right in front of him. And I'm just like, yeah. And then he goes, so now the next thing you need to do is get it weighed. And I went, do you know like where I can do that at? And he goes, do you have a smartphone? Do you have a smartphone? And I went, yeah, actually I do. And he goes, well, if you pull out Weigh Station near me, it'll give you some in Sacramento. And I went, cool. Cool, thanks so much. And then, oh, I forgot, during that time, when he was looking at all my fucking shit on my truck, I should not curse, sorry to anybody who takes offense to that. When he was looking at my stuff for my truck, he goes, what type of fuel does it take? And I was like, Flex. And he goes, and looks at me like that, and he goes, my gas cap. Mind you, somebody in Oregon stole my gas cap, so it's just a regular one, a regular one that Ryan's dad bought me. It doesn't show anything about the truck. And he goes, it doesn't say that on your gas cap. And I said, because it's on my original gas cap. And he goes, So I popped the hood, and I went, Flex. I may not know a lot about my truck, but I know where it says Flex Fuel. And he goes, oh, that's good. And I was like, what the fuck? Sorry, what the freak? So I shut the hood, and then after he asked me about my smartphone, then I leave, okay? So now, next on the docket, I have to go somewhere to get the truck weighed. And honestly, this is not, like, that exciting. I went and got the truck weighed, but guess how much it weighed? I don't even know if that's the correct amount because it wasn't on the screen. There was no screen, but my certificate says 5,000. What an educated guess that I did of 5,000 pounds. All right. So $25 later, I have a weigh certificate. And then, when did that happen? I think that happened maybe around November 14th. So we're past the date of when the thermostat was supposed to come in, okay? November 14th. It was somewhere in that week. I'm calling Big O every single day. Hey, you got my thermostat yet? You got my thermostat yet? And they keep saying, no. Hey, it hasn't come in. The next week rolls around, all right? And I go, hey, thermostat? And they go, it should be in next Friday. Oh, okay. What is that Friday? That was like the 20th. Okay, so now here we go. It was supposed to be on the 12th, and now we're on the 20th, and I have a DMV appointment on December 6th. So I need everything done, because when you smog a vehicle, after you get a new thermostat, might I add, you need to drive it about 150 to 200 miles before it can actually register in their system to smog it. So, and if that's wrong, you're wrong, because I was told that 5 million times by every single person. Anyway, so I keep calling, and then finally, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, is Thanksgiving, what, a 26th, a 24th? I don't know. Whenever Thanksgiving was in November, the Wednesday before that, they called me and said, your thermostat's here. And I went, great. Hey, actually, that's great. I'll be there today. I spent 4 hours downtown alone. Actually, Delta went with me. I spent 4 hours downtown with Delta getting that thermostat changed. And then I go, oh, like weight lifted off my shoulders. Okay. So I start driving away, and all of a sudden I see the check engine lights on, and I'm only like 2 minutes away from Big O. So I whip that big old red truck around, and I pull back in, and they look at me, and they're like, what does she want now? Because I've been pestering them on the phone, berating them. Might I add, I had a reason. But I pull up in there and I say, hey, my check engine light's on. And the guy who was flirting with every single young woman that went in there, might I add, and I had to listen to it, he goes, oh, I thought we were just changing the thermostat. Now, there's a spider. Now, when I tell you how mad that made me, because if it was me and I was working on a vehicle that was throwing a thermostat code, all right, and I changed the thermostat, but the truck still has the thermostat code, and I knew that if I put the code reader in, I could clear the code because the code doesn't need to be there anymore because it's a new thermostat, I would have cleared the code, all right? I wouldn't have said to the 26-year-old girl that came in here, anxiety-ridden, spent downtown 4 hours by herself, all right, and said, oh, hello, where are you going? My director just left. I wouldn't have told her, oh, you didn't tell us to check the engine light. Oh. So then the guy that actually worked on my vehicle goes, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's fine. I just want to make sure because I got to get it smogged. Like, I'm running out of time here. And so got that all done, thank goodness. And, oh, I forgot to add, so like, you guys are probably all thinking, Daisy, this is literally not that serious. Well, let me tell you, in the midst of that week, when did I find out? It was like the week of maybe October 28th to like November 5th, maybe. We were told that we have to move out of our house, and also a lady hit me in the parking lot. Not me, like physical body, but physical body of my vehicle that I've been trying to fix for the last 3 months. So right now, within the storyline, let me sum things up, okay? We have a failed smog test, a generic thermostat. Now, the driver's side of my rear end of my truck is hit. It's just cosmetic, but still, is hit, okay? Then, hey, you gotta move out of your house. Oh, cool. Where's my thermostat from the dealership? So all of this has happened, but now we're at the time when it's almost Thanksgiving and new thermostat is in the vehicle. Okay. Also, at this time of finally getting the new thermostat, we still haven't found a place to live. Okay. Now, we have to drive to Dublin. Okay. And I'm like, perfect. You know, I can rack up those miles and then I can go get the truck smogged. So in the midst of everything of that happening, then we've been touring houses, okay? And oh my God, the first house we saw was great. You know, it was gonna cost us an arm and a leg, which I'm glad we didn't go with it, but it was still like a really nice option. But the two next houses we toured, I believe it was the two after that one. Holy crap, dude. I don't know how they were even able to show them. One house in particular, stains all over the carpet. The place was riddled in filth. It literally looked like a rat pack, like went through there and went like all over the place and then just left like everything that they've ever owned there. It was awful. And they like just did the landlord special, so it smelled like fresh paint, and I just couldn't. Oh, best part was after we were done viewing it, then Ryan says, oh, the house that's on the listing is not the house we just looked at. It was a completely different house. So that was really great. That was also the same guy that showed us the first house, but the way he was talking to me was like really weird, okay? So I'm glad we didn't go with him. But we ended up, what was it, like last week or so? We ended up going to an open house for a 4-bed, 3-bath, and it's really, really nice. It's not going to cost us an arm and a leg. It's going to cost us more than this house because this house has a really good deal because it's family friends, but this place is going to do good. I'm really excited for it. I can't wait to go through all of my things and get rid of things that I don't need and then move things that I only need. I'm going to Marie Kondo the heck out of this house. All right. But cutting to today, the truck passed the smog test. Today the truck passed the smog. So what does that mean? This Friday, I'm gonna go register my truck in California. I'm gonna get the title transferred over to my name, and I'm gonna have a house to live in at the end of the month. That's literally all I've been dealing with. It's insane. It's also made me really stressed out to the point where I cried at Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm actually really embarrassed about that. I cry a lot, but I try not to cry in front of Ryan's family, but oops. Not only did I cry in front of like his mom and his dad, but I cried in front of like his aunt and his cousins. Oops, sorry guys, my bad. But we found a place to live, and now I'm just really excited that I can chill out a little bit more because I tend to stress out about things like a lot, as we all know, and it's not my fault. I just have undiagnosed anxiety, but like obviously it's anxiety because actually what else would it be? Genuinely, what else would it be? But I'm so glad I finally like got to say all of that. I've been wanting to talk about it on my Snapchat because I do like little stories on my Snapchat, plus it's Vlogmas right now. Hello Vlogmas day 4, but I haven't really said much about it on my Snapchat because I've been waiting to do it for this episode. Like I said, I was gonna do a first episode of like a heartfelt, my friend showed me how to love, but I mean they did, I'm not gonna lie. But I think this is a much better first episode. I think this is better. It fits the theme, the realm in which my mind lives. I would like to say though, since I had that whole thought process about how I've accepted love from my friends the way in which I haven't before, I feel like a better person. Some might say I'm not a better person, but in my mind, I feel like a better person. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong, honestly. Ow! Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. But now I'm just really excited because there's so many other things that I can talk about now that all of this hectic crap is over. It was insane. It was genuinely insane. I don't like feeling stupid when I already feel stupid, and almost every single person except for the smog guy. The smog guy is so nice, all right? I didn't see him today. I wanted to because I kept going back to him and being like, can you check this? Can you do this and all that? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I wanted it to be like the end of a storyline where he'd be like, hey, haven't seen you in a month. Where'd you go? Be like, oh, I had to get a whole new 2 thermostats in the truck. So yeah, but I guess he'll never know. I'll know. If he watches this, I don't know your name. I'm so sorry. But hey, I passed the test. Honestly, that's it. That's really all I had to say for my first full episode. I guess I could talk about, I'm really excited for this upcoming year because it's going to be Ryan and I starting to plan our wedding. Oh my gosh, so exciting. I'm also stressed out about that, but I think the main thing that's stressing me out, I'll talk about it more in a different episode, but the main thing that's stressing me out is just money, but everybody stresses out about money. But I just want to have a good time. I won't say too much more because I want to think on it more. Probably in the shower. I'm going to think on it more in that shower that's behind you guys in front of me. And then I'm going to sit in this bathtub and tell you about it. Yep. Also, the next segment I'd like to bring up is Ponder in the Pond. Ryan's friend Mitchell, when we were coming up with names for this podcast, might I add, I went with my own name for the podcast, but he suggested Ponder in the Pond as we're sitting in almost a pond. But this segment I'd like to call Ponder in the Pond is you guys ponder. You guys are going to ponder in the pond for me. The pond being the comments section. And if nobody comments, I'm going to be a little sad. But let's figure out what we're going to ponder about. Let's ponder about what we want to do in the new year. That's so stupid. What do you guys want to do in the new year? Ponder about it. What do I want to do in the new year? I think what I want to do is when big things happen to me, I want to be able to take a step back and breathe through it and then figure out what I need to do instead of having the urge to just cry and then figure it out. Because I feel like even though crying is my release of like breathing it out, I think it makes me look weak and like I can't get things done. When I can get them done, I think I'm just highly emotional. So I'd like to be less emotional in the face of stress, I think. That's what I'm going to do in the new year. Okay. Thank you for sitting through this. I don't know if it made any sense to you, but it's been what I've been going through and I wanted to tell you all. Thanks for coming to hold on. Whoa, hello? Thanks for coming to my bathtub, sitting in my bathtub with me, and listening to me rant. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Yeah, I'm my darling. Every day, every night.